What is up, subscribers? My name's Andrew. I'm one half of Goodwater Pickers. Thank you for tuning into this video. As always, if you will subscribe, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, comment down below on this topic, your thoughts, your opinions. I'm bringing you today another installment of Goodwater Lessons. And the topic I'm talking about is paying yourself. This topic was brought up at a recent meetup where we covered ways that resellers paid themselves. This can be a complex topic with a few different considerations, but how do you value your time? How do you make sure that the time you spend reselling, doing all the different things, is truly worth money or worth the money that you make? So there's a lot of ways that you can pay yourself, but I'm going to bring up three specific ways, three specific topics here. The first one is use your profits to reward yourself. Buy yourself a gift, something nice. The second one is use your profits to pay off debts or save for the future, improving your financial position. A third topic here is your traditional paycheck, your wage, pay, or rate per hour. How much do you make per hour that you spend doing anything that has to do with reselling? Those are three of the most common ways to pay yourself in reselling. The first point's fairly simple. You're rewarding yourself. When you see something that you love, whether it's from a yard sale, whether it's your favorite store, or something you see on a pop-up ad scrolling through Facebook, and you think, hey, I'd love to have that. Christmas in July, this should be something that you normally wouldn't buy yourself. And you can do it different ways. You can take one of your payouts and just say, hey, I don't need this money right now. And, you just go buy something, like a nice gift or something like that. Or you can set a dollar amount, $25, $50, $100, and say every payout, I'm going to set a little bit of money aside over a certain period of time, whether it's 1 month or 3 months, 6 months, and say, I'm going to save up $100 over 6 months, and I'm going to use that self to buy something I've been looking at. Those are all ways to reward yourself. People have different opinions about that, right? So a lot of people, you have families, you have kids, and you think, man, I don't want to buy myself nice things because I got to buy things for my children, or, I got to buy something for my spouse. Yeah, that could happen. It really could. Like, spouses get gifts. But the point is, don't neglect yourself. Everyone has responsibilities. Like, my kids are grown, they're out of the house. We have grandkids, and a lot of times we think, man, I want to buy something for them, or we think of, like, I could pay this off or pay that off, but do I really want to buy myself something? Always set some money aside to reward yourself for the work that you do. The second point, of course, equally simple and similar. Most of us either already have bills or will need to make a big purchase in the future, whether it's a car or a refrigerator, a new computer, something. It could be something business related. Most people that carry a side hustle do that because they need extra money to either to better themselves faster or to enjoy some type of lifestyle like traveling or hobbies. All of us have something out there that we would love to have. Another example is of that is like people that want to buy a new car. A lot of times they'll drive for Uber or Lyft or deliver groceries for Walmart, and they'll use that money to cover their car payment. We get grocery deliveries often, and I, like, 9 times out of 10, the person that pulls up into my driveway is in like a brand new Tahoe or Suburban. And I've talked to them before. They're like, man, I got 6 deliveries in the back of this Suburban. That Suburban's like 2025, decked out, shiny. I had someone one time, deliver me groceries in a Tesla. Like, man, I can't do it, but I understand why they do. That's their side hustle, and they're covering that lifestyle, the things that they want. So I'll take my eBay hat off here. But using your weekly payouts to pay down debt quickly. Again, saving up for your next car, a big toy. Maybe you're saving up to pay for a storage unit to hold your ever enormous death pile. Whatever it is, lingering debt, you're bettering yourself. And I mentioned a recent meetup event that I went to. This was a tax deductible event under my business. All that, I'm not going to pay taxes on that money, or it'll be, parts of it will be, expendable. So that whole trip cost roughly $1,400. That includes like vehicle rental, a hotel, what little bit we spent on food. It even includes thrifting money, because it was a reseller event and we went thrifting, and I took some money out for that. Right. So the next several payouts that I have, we'll be running sales, we'll be clearing out inventory. All that'll be done to try to replenish our business account to pay ourselves back for the money that we spent on that trip. Just building that account back up, improving our financial position. It's another option, but all that is paying yourself, and something that many of us do. All right, my last point was your rate per hour. It's certainly not the last way to pay yourself. There's millions of ways you can pay yourself, but this can be in some ways the most complicated form to understand. Most people associate the value of your work or your rate per hour with full-time resellers. You think like, if you're a full-time reseller, you have to make your own paycheck. You have to pay your own bills. Everything you do, you have to make enough to cover food, water, electricity, gas in your car. That's easy. But this concept truly applies to all of us, especially part-time resellers. As a part-time reseller, like myself, my wife, a lot of times we go out on Saturday and we're like, this is our hobby. This is fun. If I wasn't yard selling on Saturday, I would be at the gym, or I'd be hiking, or I'd be bicycling, or I'd be going to the mall. I should probably be doing yard work and housework, but man, yard selling is so much more fun. It's easy for us as a part-time reseller not to count those hours and just to say, oh, that's just a hobby. Those hours don't count. We don't have to get paid for that, because if we weren't doing this, we would be doing something else that is fun. That's the difference between reselling part-time and reselling full-time, right? You've got a break. There's a break there that you gotta account for and make. And let's dig into that a little bit. So so your mind and your body knows when the work that you do doesn't match the money that you make, right? And oftentimes you'll start to feel this before you realize that you need to fix it. And that's called burnout, right? When your brain starts to shut down mentally, you start to feel the fact of, man, I'm exhausted. God, I'm doing all this work. And even though it's fun, even though I think it's a hobby, man, I only made $200 last week. I spent $200 thrifting. When those things start to happen, it starts to hit you, and your body will start to tell you, hey, you need a little bit more value for what you're doing. You'll start to miss the things that you're not doing. You're going to miss those trips to the mall. You're going to miss the cycling, something as simple as just walking the dog. You might even miss the housework. Who knows? So whether you're full-time or part-time, think about your job. Think about your last job, whatever it is. Think about the amount of money that you made per hour. Now, let's think about the last Saturday that you went sign chasing. The last time you organized a purchase through Marketplace. That takes time. All the back and forth messages, the missed meetups, waiting like, are you going to respond? God, it's been like 3 hours. Am I getting this game system or not? Think about the last time you hit the retail store, thrift stores, last time you spent 2 or 3 hours at the Goodwill bins, how hard it was digging through, fighting the crowd, throwing in bows. Now, how much do you make per hour today? How much is your dream hourly rate? So, do you make $18 an hour at your job? Do you make $15 an hour at your job? Um, is your goal someday to make $20 an hour, $80 an hour? Where are you at? But let's just start with your basic like job that you have today, right? What would it take to be a full-time seller and maintain the same or better lifestyle, right? So if your last sourcing experience lasted 4 hours, right? Just 4 hours, all right? And your desired rate per hour is $20 per hour. That's pretty average for people out job hunting. They would like to hit that 20. Then you, in those cases, you need to profit $80 off of everything that you thrifted to break even, right? So that's $80 above the price that you paid and any fees just to pay the value of the 4 hours that you spent thrifting, right? So in this scenario, you can't truly pay yourself unless you get above that first 80 that you made, for your time work. So you've got to hit $80. Anything above that is extra. Anything above that is true profit. That's play money. That's spending money, right? This example doesn't include other daily aspects of reselling like listing, picking, packing, finances. If you spend 10, 15 hours at the end of the year doing your taxes, ordering supplies online. Think of the last time you went to Amazon app and ordered supplies. That's 15 minutes. That's worth $5, right? And if you do that 10 times a year, that's $50. If you do it 20 times a year, that's $100. Wouldn't you like to have that $100? You got to think about that. So in closing, time is always money, no matter how small the amount of time, how, simple things like being organized, using computer softwares to speed up your processes, all that can save time and it can add personal value to your reselling venture. Be considerate of your time, build a confident, profitable business by paying yourself first. Value your time, learn to do that. Then use your profits to grow with a plan. All right. Thank you for listening. I hope I've helped a few of you. Give me a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts below. Again, Andrew Goodwater Pickers. This is my Goodwater Lessons sticker. You can find that out on my eBay store. I believe it's $5.99, and I have a coupon code below. If I've helped you today, support me by grabbing one of these stickers. I wish you all the most success in the future, and I hope that all of you learn to profit and value your time. Have a good day.